This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate in the interest of preserving evidence for the scene of the crime. I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you have been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. I took all of the steaks I took, and I did it all in the name of justice. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now. Inspector, the court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir. Sorry for the delay. Here's what you ordered. The steak. Very funny. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector, the blood man. Show the court. Of course, examine the plate at your leisure. There's no blood. No. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no. That's impossible! I know I saw it. I'm sure of it. It was right there on the table behind the professor. There's blood on the side of the plate. What an unbecoming expression, little boy. You see? That's why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Ah! I couldn't agree more in the case of this disgrace to the Empire. I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. Now, let me see that. Let's hope so. Let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. Ryunosuke, you gotta catch it! Ha! This sorry-looking steak reveals the fact all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Plate of steak was brought over for dinner. It's the plate I saw, the thought I saw, is the figment of my imagination. This is it now. I've lost. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Huh? Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward, no matter what. Believe in myself? Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way. I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? There's another clue. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth. That's nothing shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beefsteak. Your Excellency, I think I made myself clear, haven't I? Not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Bright, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Counsel of defense, you might have clearly shown the court to what you're alluding. Where precise on this plate of beefsteak is the new clue to be found? It's fuck. Oh shit. Oh god.
Oh god, I probably should have actually examined before I said anything.
That one. I'm totally dead. Oh god. No, counsel, I'm afraid that won't do. That was ambiguous at best. This emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a cat? It's a cow, obviously. It's likely because the restaurant's signature dish is beefsteak. Seems a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware. So this symbol of La Carnival, is it? What? Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban coin. The hallmark is from the horror era, I believe. No, I mean, what is it? I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was from Hoei Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, look to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. This isn't the first time today that there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. I've heard of pearls before, swine, but I've never heard of bullion and bullion. That's funny. I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary, though. This means... Well, that's it. There you go. It's the thing. Don't tell me I gotta go through the conversation again. Yep. Don't worry. We're not here for this. I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era, too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's well marinated in juice as well. Look! What? Are you thinking of eating it? Oh no, but the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. I think you might have the wrong idea of the steak around this Ryunosuke. Koban steak underneath the steak. There's only one logical explanation. Well, okay, that's not cool that I have to find that first. It must be blah 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 blah. The answer's right here in front of me. I'm sure of it. So there's only one thing to do. Turn this steak over and over until I find something to help me out of this mess. Yes, of course. I have to hit A to flip the steak over first, and then I press it up. Whatever, here you go. That was bullshit. Okay. Good gracious, that's... Koban? What on earth? A Hoei era one at that. Hoei. Miss Brett. This is in fact the beefsteak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Tell me. Why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat? What a ridiculous question. How should I know? Never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what that is. I want no part of it. Fail to see this as relevant? The coin under the meat? This could simply be a careless mistake by the chief in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen. A rare Hoei Koban, just happens to be underneath this piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right away. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel? A rare Hoban just happened... I'm just gonna say a rare coin. Fuck you. A rare coin just happened to be underneath that piece of steak. This turns out to be irrelevant to the case. I'll give up my lawyer job right now.
Objection!
He doesn't have a lawyer job, bro. By all means, don't let it stop you. No one invited you anyway. Perhaps little boy should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here. My point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what's doing under this stake. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. The owner of the coin that can be found under the beefsteak is... Yeah!
Take that!
Obviously can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Ryunosuke Curio Korikuda-san. Kiri, oh, is it Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. Is that the pun? Cucumber something. Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with this Koban coin when it happened. At exactly the moment the gun was fired, a gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for the treasure. Indeed, the Hoyer Koban, my prized coin. Then this coin. Do you mean to tell me?
Objection!
No, please. Why would Korikuda-san's coin be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and his plate? It makes no sense.
Yes!
It doesn't make sense, exactly. Which is why I'm asking to bring Korikuda-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Officer, bring back witnesses that testified earlier back in here. Bring back both, without a moment's delay. The sergeant really do be like, hey, yo, I'm on the stand again. I can't believe we come back around this pair. We come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find out it's a key element in the case. Don't give me another to be continued. Don't do it. Oh, thank God. What is this about? Why have I been called up here again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for baby idol? Where's my son's belly? Is empty. He's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. And when cast from this courtroom, myself, I became a ruined man and trice, a worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Ryunosuke shop owner's existence. But it hasn't made Korikuda-san. Something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as Ryunosuke Rummer serves, have you ever seen this Koban? Ah! Yes, that's it. That's the one, the very exact one that is. The splendiferous Hoey treasure that my rusty bones managed to replace that fateful day. It can't be. As I thought. Young man, allowing this decrepit old fool put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between a beefsteak and a plate soaked in the season's meat juice. Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it in there on the purpose. Somebody concealed my Hoey treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate? Who would do such a thing? Such inconceivable things? We don't know. Excuse me. Could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this early on the trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. My headcanon, he's an investigator and goes undercover a lot. That's why his voice changes, because that's my incompetence. That's my incompetence headcanon. Here we go. Yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation. La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes, indeed. We want to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter in the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at the work of the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already in the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid the Korikuta-san's Koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on the matter. Tell us, who was the despicable scoundrel that stole Koban and hid under the stake? Well, the only person he was with is Ayasanosa. I'm looking at the way that's spelled, and I'm like, this sounds like this pun sounds so close to my head. Obviously, can only be you, Sergeant Isanosa. What? How? How dare you? You, monster! Monster? I stole that Koban, did I? The master thief of La Carnival, I am. You seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me, it was Ido. Ido was the mastermind behind all this. Yo, he's blaming his son. You'd push the blame on your crimes on your own son, an innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Oh, is this a breakdown? Yeah! Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop. Gah! Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Isanosa preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir! Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remain in place. I've heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's why you're stealing things at the restaurant? Place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. I'll enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. Sounds like he didn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his Koban? Yeah, yes sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped a coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. It was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Yes, when the professor was shot. I didn't pray, alright? I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Ido too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. Well, that's pretty critical information, Mr. Nosa. Because now this isn't this means his body was moved from your table to your table. This means his body was moved from his table to yours. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with the uncertain prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett, Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. May the esteemed gentleman please be excused, Your Excellency. Oh, indeed. The thief of the Koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. Certainly appeared to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Incorrect. I'm about to fucking destroy this. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Not nonsense, is it? As for picking up your steak and biting it without using a knife and fork, beyond nonsense, it's pure madness. Oh, madness, is it? Oh, madness? Madness? Then why is this supposed steak of yours have no knife or fork cuts? Huh? Huh? Yeah, that means his body was moved. Very well. What the fuck? Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. You're wrong, Judge. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone. Head with the objection and good day. Head with the objection, Ryunosuke. You got this. He's like, wait a minute. Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? There's no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just... something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred me with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in those somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. If that's the case, don't just stand here thinking. Make your voice heard. Sorry? You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. Trial will be over.
Hold it!
Wait, Miss Brett. What is he now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like to explain the contradiction in your parting words for just a few moments. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this? Well, those parting words are you talking about here, Ryunosuke? Flashback. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Yes, I'm right. But she said they expose an undeniable contradiction. I'm going to need to see evidence, counsel. But if Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence that prove it? Hit him with that yacht! Took a photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred. What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed. Yes, go on. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about the steak strike you as very natural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. See, I noticed it too, Miss Brett. Noticed what exactly, counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no English woman could ever contemplate picking up a steak and biting it without using a knife and fork. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentleman, English woman herself. Oh my god. And take a good look at that steak, in particular the edges where it's been eaten. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there. Ah! Oh! Ah! It looks like Miss Bright realized something. Oh my god, is it gramophone time? Get the gramophone! So if the witness, as she claims, couldn't contemplate eating without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all. Oh no, suspense! Come on! Hit me with the pursuit theme! But what is the actual point? Perhaps a delight Miss Brett was ravenously hungry and couldn't help her. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady. As I've said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Monsieur Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course. They will be over in the blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this Ricky in his place. Just leave everything to... I've heard enough. You irritating little speckled samurai relic. Of course. Dear lady! What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have you ruffled your feathers? You fucking got him. Yo, nice one. Yo, a soaking nice one. Clearly the witness knows what this means. She realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the stake have for her. Ryunosuke, you know where you're going with this. Yes, now at last, it's all coming together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know saw somewhere seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves that once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. Oh wait, fuck, we have that evidence? Wait a minute. Dun, 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 dun. I accept these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You have one the meaning of the phrase, typical Japanese empty threats. How could you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you already have some conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been what? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd. The trial's run several hours already. So there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be. I can't believe you have it.
Objection!
I don't, but there's someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. If that person is willing to submit this piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive? Oh fuck! It's Hosonaga, right? It's Hosonaga.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga. What? I have it. Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence? That's ridiculous. Oh my god. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on the stake with teeth marks. Yes. Now, early this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak, as well as admitting to stealing Korikuda-san's coin. He told us that he slipped under the stake. You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the stake that you put the coin under, in fact, your own stake? Attention! Affirmative, of course. I must be a soldier in the Imperial Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'll mind manhandling her meat to hide something in it. In other words, the stake that the detective submitted as evidence earlier